brothers and sisters, inhabitants, fellow inhabitants of Gaia, it is the last time to turn plastic into fuel, baby. It's been, what, 5 months? Let's turn some plastic into fuel, baby. After 5 months of my absence, after surviving an explosion, we're here in Alabama, under the carport, and we're ready to turn some plastic into fuel. So, come along with me while I show you the workings of this machine.
Before we get started though, those of you that want to support the Plastic into Fuel mission and take this project where it needs to go, remember to donate. You can go to naturejab.com/donate. We got every form of payments acceptable there, as well as the Patreon. And those of you that also want to support Mother Earth and look good doing it, we got naturejab.com/merch. Get you some merch there. Thank you guys very much for your support and enjoy the episode.
So to start with the most obvious changes, well, the distillation column is tall AF, right? And that is because I have a ton of condensers on it. So many condensers that it had to be that tall. Everything insulated down are Liebig condensers, or shotgun condensers actually, that will now go into this keg. The new oil collection flask. No more little glass I have to change out every few minutes. We got a keg. I think this thing holds up to 15 gallons. So that's awesome. I got sight glasses all the way up the wazoo. So we're going to see this oil coming through. We're going to be able to collect it by opening up this butterfly into an oil pan below. And we can do what we do with it from there. Another humongous thing is, well, look at this. What is that? Oh wait, that's not it. Look at this. What is that? Oh, another one. Another one? What are these things? These are sensors, my friends. This is a pressure sensor vacuum transducer. This senses positive and negative pressure. These are infrared pyrometers. These use infrared to detect and give a rough estimate of the inside temperatures of the machine without having to come into contact with something. So we can get a rough estimate of the temperature of the plastic. We also got a analog thermometer here. Gotta love analog stuff. Never can only go digital. And you see all these things are plugged into the USB. So amazing, amazing sensors there to do things even better than they've ever been done before. We can get exact numbers. We can get data sheets, all that type of stuff. Oh, what's this? No more ghetto modified propane tanks. Well, some of them, until I get more recovery tanks. We got a big recovery tank. I'll be getting a few more of these over time. This is where the natural gas will be stored. No more balls. No more Nature Jab balls, and no more modified propane tanks unless I have to. Those are pretty safe though compared to my balls. We got a good desiccator right here. Very good quality desiccator. Explosion-proof recovery pump. I was using an HVAC recovery pump before, which is made for pretty much non-flammable refrigerants, but this is actually made for butane. So this thing right here, absolute beast of a recovery unit. Gonna be a lot safer for us. Also, argon. I got argon hooked up to a solenoid here. This is the emergency vacuum brake argon. If the vacuum breaks in the machine, and I need to, let's say like a leak pops up, a gasket leaks, and air starts to suck in, I need to push this argon in instead, displace the air from being sucked in so it doesn't form a flammable mixture and blow up. So if I see on the computer that my pressure sensor is saying the vacuum is dropping rapidly, boom, hit that valve, blast in argon, we'll be safe. Next, what is this? Is this the Slurper Slurp 3000 from Teletubbies? Maybe it is, but this is a new way of loading in plastic. If you guys that remember the old way I loaded in plastic, I did it by hand, bucket up top, tons of microplastics flying everywhere. Kind of defeats the purpose of what I do, just to get microplastics everywhere, messy, all that type of stuff. Now we suck them in, zoop, zoop, and it goes right into the machine. Next, water chiller. We already had a water chiller. This is a new one. My last one got blown up. Blown up and blown out. New vacuum pump. This one is run off of oil, this one's run off of air. I'm still trying to figure out how to do this right, because this one is putting oil mist everywhere every time I run it, and it pisses me off. So, until I figure that out, we're going to run this one for now. Then, the holy grail, computer controls, baby. Look, pressure sensors, temperatures, and relays. This whole computer, or this whole reactor is computerized now, can be controlled from a computer completely offline, so I don't have to worry about freaking hacks, right? But it can be controlled from the computer, but there are also manual overrides, most importantly on the kill switch. There will always be this manual physical switch to pull down. It will never be, they can only be turned off by the computer. DC motor controllers for our blades. Surprisingly, this motor is completely fine despite being in the explosion and rusty and stuff, but it still works fine. Good motor. I got another one though, just in case. I didn't think it was gonna be okay. I gotta tidy up all these wires. Goodness gracious, it's so many more wires making everything computerized. But I'll tidy that up, guys. Don't worry. But these are all the modules, okay? And I'm sure you hear it, but this reactor is running off of the generator over there. I gotta get another intake fan to cool it down when it's in the box. It gets way too hot when it's running at full power. We're running 6 magnetrons with this machine at full power. And that's about, everything together comes out to about 10,500 watts. So obviously it has to run on 50 amps. Almost everything is 220 on this thing to, you know, be most efficient with amperage and power factors. Another upgrade is the fans. I have got no longer those ghetto fans I was taking for microwaves. I actually got proper mounts for fans, and now we have proper fans going all the way across. In fact, this is going to be a perfect opportunity. Let me just show you a basic computer control here. Relay 1, turn this on. Crap, if I could find my mouse. Okay, of course it's glitching now, right? Trying to freaking do this on camera. It wants to work every other time, but wants to glitch now. So I gotta restart this whole program, apparently. So this is why I'm saying we cannot rely on the computer to be the only way that this thing can turn off. Because what about if I need to turn it off and that happens? I think like that. I'm a prepper. I got the prepper's mindset, okay? We don't need this crap to be reliant on computers. It's just like cars. Do you want to be in the end of the world, in the apocalypse, with a car that will not turn on because it has so many damn computers? It will not let you drive if the door's open. It literally will not start. No. You want electric brakes, or you want a brake pedal? You want an electric shifter, a little button shifter, or you want a shift freaking gear knob? You know? Work on your hand game. Freaking stroking a knob while you're driving, you know? That's what I'm about. So, you know, you have the software, but you always have backups. It's not reliant. Alright, let's connect to this thing. Let's connect to this thing. Alright. Relay 1. On the computer, and look. The fans are on. That's awesome. These fans are a lot more efficient, by the way. All these fans together, let's see how much power they consume. And I'll tell you how much power the other fans consumed in the past. Look. All those fans on right now consume less than 40 watts, about 35 watts. The other fans consumed 200 watts. So we are way more energy efficient now. Alright, took about 5 or 6 minutes or so, but I sucked up all the plastic. Now we gotta suck something black to mix with the plastic, to go in the machine, and then be able to produce microwaves. And that is carbon. So let's go ahead and suck some of this up. I know. I'm the sexiest nun there is. I got a few things I need to suck up, but it ain't you tonight. Carbon is in, plastic is in, it's mixed together by the blades. Let's go ahead and start this girl. After we pulled about half a vacuum, 14 inches of mercury, time to get started. Let's turn the recovery pump on. Right now the recovery pump is going to the recovery tank, but I have this valve closed and this valve open. Right now it's still just shooting out the residual air in the reactor. But once the reactor starts to produce the vapors, and we start to see vapors coming out here, I'll switch this off, this valve open, so it'll start to go into the tank. First magneton is on. A few minutes after starting, we can see some vapors forming in the sight glass. About 10 minutes in, we can see the vapor temperature coming off is at 120 Fahrenheit, 55 C. So unfortunately, this run did not go the way I wanted. I had everything working, but unfortunately this really tall pipe design made it to where I got no oils after almost an hour of running, and it's because all the oils were condensing and refluxing here instead of all the way over here. So I gotta redesign this whole pipe system and redo it completely, so that way we can get some oils. It's very annoying, but it is what it is. Alright, so we're back the next morning with the new column set up here, and hopefully we're gonna get some oil. So we just broke vacuum, enough of a vacuum to get started. So without further ado, let's turn these things on. I guess the new setup works. There's already some waters coming over. Even though I have got visible condensate, some water droplets, and even some oil droplets, it's almost an hour running. Still shouldn't be like how it was before, where it's just like flowing at this point. It's not. The column is completely hot, super hot to the touch, all the way up until the condensers. The only things I could think that could be causing this would be I just didn't put enough plastic in the machine to make enough oil. That's the only thing I could think of, because everything else just doesn't make any sense. You know, because we clearly do get condensate coming over, but there just isn't much coming over. I don't know. Or it's getting sucked through the condenser too fast and not condensing here. I don't know. We gotta figure it out.
Thank you guys very much for watching. Remember, those of you that want to support, nextfuckinglevel.com/donate. You can join the Patreon. Donate any type of way that you can. You can also pick up some merch. I appreciate you guys. Next episode, we're going to be making some oil, baby.